and both of my parents have no belief. When I was in my primary school, I didn't know who is God or what is God. And when I entered the middle school, I always said, "Oh my God." And at that time, I didn't know what was God or who is the God. And I didn't remember exactly. In my high school or middle school, my grandmother became a Christian. At that time, I laughed at my grandmother. Having belief in China sometimes means a blind belief. Yeah. And actually, after I came to Korea, I didn't know I would come to the church. Actually, Chris is the first man who invited me to the ISC, and then I knew Chen Ji here. I remember it was a Friday morning. I came to the ISC for the first time, and I met many of warm men here. And I felt so warm and so touched here. At that time, I'm a foreigner in Korea. I cannot speak Korean well. And in my lab, I cannot communicate with my lab members in Korea. And sometimes they even didn't want to talk with me in English. I feel so upset at that time. And I guess Missionary Shen remembered that I was crying at the morning. Frankly speaking, I didn't know what you asked me that morning. And Chris said yes, and then I said yes. Compared many of you here, I'm not so loyal to God. But I can see my improvement these days, and I guess, I'm sure the God has enough patience to wait for me. And the God to me is my friend. When I feel happy, I can leave him alone. And when I feel sorrow, he is always with me. That is why I said God is not my father, and it is my best friend. Because I cannot say everything to my father. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Sorry, it's me again. Okay, I want to introduce my country in the hope that a better understanding of the world, because we are so many in this world, and also I hope that you can find some similarities, and I hope you enjoy. Okay. This is, thank you. This South America, from here to here, Latin America. Yeah, and this small country is Ecuador. Yeah, we have three regions. This is the ocean, and we have the coastal region, the central region, the Andes, and the Amazonian region. And also we have a group of islands, the Galapagos Island. Please, next. Yeah. Ecuador is a tropical country, but as I show you, it has 3 different regions. That's why the country has biodiversity. But it basically is a tropical country. The Andes chain it goes through all South America and is the longest chain in the world. Has 7,000 kilometers. My country, as I told you, is small. It's only 14 million population, and the size is 272,000 kilometers. It's like the size of the Korean Peninsula. What is interesting is maybe you will find interesting is the language, because we can speak the language in 20 countries, in the whole continent. So I remember some of the professors in the university, they recommend Korean people to learn Spanish, because you can travel around 20 countries. It's very interesting with only a single language. We had ancient cultures, but we were conquered by Inca Empire. And in a few years after the first conquer, came the second conquer, the Spain conquer. So that's why in Spain conquered all the countries in Latin America, 20 countries. So that's why we speak Spanish. Okay, next, please. So maybe this was the Ecuador 500 years ago and before. And next, please. Maybe that was the people. This was the king at that time. Atahualpa is the name. Atahualpa. And this is a representation of him, and the conquerors is the moment when they ask him this room. This is a history. This room, they ask him to fill of gold, full of gold, and he gave them all the gold that they were asking, and after that they killed him. So it was the finish of the empire in our region. So next, please. But this is the new Ecuador. As many countries, common city in the coast, and next, please, a common city in the highlands, and this is the people from the rural area. So they are theatrical actors representing the people, but they are people in the rural area, and this is a typical transport in the rural area until now. Next, please. But this is people from the city, and I choose 4 women because I want to show you that in the country we try to promote equality of gender. So they are ministers in my country. Yeah. Next, please. Ecuador has, what is interesting is Ecuador has cultural and natural heritage. So Quito was the first cultural heritage in the world declared by UNESCO. Why? Because of its buildings and because of the art. We used to have an ancient Quitanian school of art, and we have some artists like Caspicara, Endara, Guayasamín, Kingman. Next, please. This is the city. This is the historical center. Is really like is really a piece of art in the center of the city. Next, please. Yeah, you can see this is a church made of gold. We had a strong influence of Catholic religion during 500 years almost, and now the Catholic Church is the half, and the other half is Christians. Next, please. you can see that is the representations of the ancient culture, ancient school, Quitanian school of art. So they like to represent the images of the Catholicism. But this is a contemporaneous artist. This is Guayasamín, is the most famous in Latin America. Also, he's very famous. Next, please. The same Guayasamín, he likes to portray some famous people. For example, he's a famous artist, guitarist from Spain, Paco de Lucía, maybe you know. Yeah. And next, please. He also likes to represent, through his work, he make a protest. For example, he is the bigger criminal in Latin America, Augusto Pinochet. And he paints his face. You can see the face of the evil. And this is the fear of the people that he caused in the continent. Next, please. This is another kind of picture. This is a kind of surrealistic. The corn, the hummingbirds, the train. Okay, next. Because of the process of colonization, Ecuador has a lot of different races. It's not like here, Korean is almost one single race, but in Latin America we have many races because of the Indians and the Spanish and African people also. Until here, the history. But now I want to talk a little bit about the place, because you can visit one day. You're very welcome to go there. Ecuador is a touristic country also, so you can go to visit. Or maybe, Professor, when you decide to retire, one day you can go, because the Ecuador now is the top spot for retirement, and it's the 5th year consecutive with this nomination. So it's true. Yeah, so we can see a little bit. National Geographic also they say that it's. Amen. Next, please. Yeah, it's very. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, and this is some ancient cultures, traditional, and that is the food. I only want to show you the colorful of the food. Yeah, this is a food from the coastal. Next, this is from seafood. Platanos, a lot of platanos. Remember yesterday platanos? We eat. Next, this is from the highlands. It's different grains and a lot of different kinds of beans, grains. Okay, next. This food is from the Amazonian. The big leaves from the trees and fish. Next. Handicrafts. This is the Panama hat, but it's not Panama hat, it's from my country. Now we registered the trademark. Okay, next. Yeah, some ceramics. Next, please. Some cities that they are some traditional neighborhoods for the tourists. Next, please. More cities. The cities in the highlands. Next. The train is very beautiful. It's go inside the rural area. Next, please. Yeah, some touristical places. Next, please. You can see the wall very, very close. Yeah, in the months from July, August, and September, you can visit, and you can stay as close to the animal. Yeah, some more interesting things. This is prehistoric flowers, like this size, and petrified forest from million years ago. Next, please. Some animals. We have only 3 big animals, no more. The rest are inside the forest are small animals. Next. Yeah, natural heritage. That's why I was talking. For example, the first is Galapagos Island. It is an ecological treasure, and also was declared as a World Heritage as unique living museum and showcase of evolution. Next. What is interesting, you can touch the animals in Galapagos. If you go there, you can touch. Of course, another is penguins in the tropical area. It's not common. Next, please. You can touch these animals, but of course it's not recommended to touch them because they allow you to touch, but they can be dangerous. But this is the only one. You can touch this and this. Yeah, it's one of the mega diverse countries in the world. Has many different kinds of zones and climates and wetlands. There is the mountains. You can climb the mountain if you like also. The cloud forest and the tropical forest. Next, please. And I want to show you the colorful. You see many different kinds of beings, fruits, vegetables, roots, corn. Yeah. The Amazon forest, the pink dolphin in the river. Next, please. Yeah, and here animals. Next. More animals, you can see this. Next. This is the big, the national symbol, the condor. Next. More birds. A sample of frogs. You can see. I choose, for example, frogs to see how many different kinds of frogs you have. We have. This is clear. You can see inside. Yeah, beautiful. And birds. Yeah. So, in the past we didn't take care of this blessed country and all this richness. But now we have a formal proposal for take care of the nature. And Ecuador is the first country in the world that declare the rights of the nature, same as people. Nobody can kill animals or plants or destroy animals or plants or the environment. Now it's protected by the Constitution. And we are the first country that declared that the rights of the nature. And finally, we keep all the treatments or environment. Next, please. And this is the proposal. The name, maybe you can know more about the proposal because the name of the proposal is Yasuni, is for taking care of the Amazon forest, and Ban Ki-moon, he helped us to sign to make the official document. That the document is inviting to all the nations in the world to make support this idea to protect the forest. So you can learn more about that idea. That's all about my country. So in my country my country signed all the agrees about environment and about human rights. Is I think it's a good place for living. That's why I am inviting you. And there is no torture, there is no death sentence, there is no invasions, there is no war. It's a region of peace. Also Latin America. There is no war declarations. There is no non-unmanned aircraft killing selectively terrorists, for example. Ecuador declared free mobility. You can go there without visa, because human beings must not have a barriers. The earth is only one single home. Yeah, and now we are working for reduced poverty. We are investing in education, health, infrastructure. So everyone is welcome.
Any prayer request for your country?
Yeah, that's why I was excited because of this space that we are praying for the nations and for the good ideas. It's possible to have good ideas to protect our people and our animals, our nature. So, thank you so much.
When do we go to Ecuador?